Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. I want to reply to this one comment. Do people love being victims? And then it says that I talk about this one topic with a smile. Everyone gets hurt, learn and get over it. So yeah, a lot of times we do need to learn. That helps us heal quicker. The one that I did, it was basically that the new supply always gets discarded. They just do. Um, for the most part. And sometimes it's either emotionally or physically, but they do get discarded. History repeats itself. So why do I look happy in that video? For one thing, I am recording, try to bring some light. Just, I keep telling you guys, smiles are contagious, but do I love being a victim? No, absolutely hate it. I absolutely wish I never went through any of that stuff. But like we say, we gotta keep trying to heal. And I know a lot of us are worried about this new supply. So we're trying to find comfort in it. And sometimes people really believe in karma. I personally don't. I'm not vindictive. But I am sad that, I feel like I was wronged. And just looking at it, I'm the type, I research everything. I love to know everything. I like predictability. And it, from the patterns that I've seen, it lets me know that I wasn't the crazy one. I wasn't the crazy one. And I remember with my second one, everything I was saying, because I got ghosted for the longest time. My first one at least canceled the wedding because we were living together. I guess you have to address it. He wanted to postpone it. The second one, I just get ghosted. We're supposed to have a life together. And I went through, how we do those stupid, way too many phone calls and all the words that I'm expressing. The more I research narcissism, it's so spot on. I basically, through my own emotions, did like a doctoral thesis on what went wrong. And it was weird. It's like you inherently feel what's really going on. We address our problems like, look, I know I'm blowing your phone up too much. And, if you could please do this, like we're going through everything and it's still not making sense. So as you move on, you got to put a smile on. I'm also the type of person where I do smile a lot. Even when I'm sad, it's the fake it till you make it that I told you about. But in general, I smile a lot. And I can have sad thoughts and I'll still smile. I also, when I run, I can't run in the winter. I live in Michigan and I smile. I smile when I run. So I don't know why. And I can't do it. So I do smile a lot. That's part of me. But do people like being victims? Sometimes we get used to it. Sometimes we get used to it. It gets confused for love. Where we're struggling for that confirmation that we mean something, because in the beginning we did, or it seemed like it, and we lost our sense of self. So before we move on, we want them to fix it, at least, you know acknowledge, thanks for the time we had together. We're just two separate people and time to go our separate ways. But they can be so hurtful on how they do it. Sometimes they'll force us into that reverse discard where they make our lives so miserable. And we're like, I'm acting out of character. I'm trying to get back into character. And we're just so miserable that we leave. And then we had that guilt. So we try to go back to it to fix it. We're the fixers. We like to fix things. We like to understand what went wrong. And a lot of times in our minds, we see it as a simple fix. Like, duh, let's just get better at telling each other what time we're going to get home, or maybe I should let you go with me if I'm going to talk to the male neighbor or whatever. We feel like it's so easy to fix this. And also, like, through our childhood, there are things that, we've accepted certain things just to survive, just like the narcissist. They had their manipulation tactics. There's a lot of things from our childhood. And, I want to do a little more research on like the abandonment issue, because I was supposed to be a twin, and the twin passed away in the womb. And also, I'm a burn victim. On my 5th birthday party, the barbecue exploded. And so I'm in a hospital for 6 months. So I'm away from my family. So is that something that went through? Because I basically had a really good childhood for the most part. The only issue I really had was promises that weren't kept. So as an adult, those kind of things kind of bugged me. I was promised I could have like a clubhouse. So I saved up all this money, and my dad even took me to get like blueprint plans. And so I had the money, and then I can't do it. I was told, just for dance classes. So I save up the money, and then I can't go. And it's like, so frustrating. So promises are kind of important to me. I'm not super uptight on it, but as far as being a victim, no, we don't like it. We don't like it. Sometimes we feel used to it. We want to be who we are, so I like helping people, and we're victimized by different people sometimes. So I might lend you 20 bucks and you pay me back. So yeah, your credit's good with me. So I see a pattern over time. People are good, they pay you back, and then I help a really good friend of mine, and then they screw me over. And then you're like, oh, what do I do now? So I'm the type of person who likes to help. So the more you help, the more you're going to get victimized, not by everybody. And, because we're fighting, like, I don't want to be a cold person. I want to be who I am because I'm a good person. And a lot of times that's what the narcissist preys upon, are the good people. We're not perfect, but where we try to work through things, we try to give, we try to be patient. And a lot of times, people get taken advantage of. You can have that happen in the workplace. You're the go-getter, willing to do a lot of work. And then people are like, oh, but you would be really good at this. You're so organized and you could get this done quickly. And they're taking advantage of you. And depends on who you are. Sometimes you're like, wow, they really think I'm good at this job. And you often don't see that they're using you. Sometimes you do. Like with the money, you can see they're not paying you back. And I think we have a hard balance of saying no. Who do we say no to? Sometimes I'm very naive. Super smart, very naive. And, I grew up sheltered, and it was to my detriment how sheltered I was. I could do sports. I could, talk to a friend on the phone or whatever, but I wasn't allowed to watch Cinderella, a Disney movie, because of the evil stepmom that was in there. Like, why'd they have to do that? Like, I wasn't allowed to, I couldn't even communicate with people because they're like, oh, Cinderella, it's like that with the, and you're like, what are you talking about? Everybody else in the world knows about it and I don't. It was so bad that a friend of mine was telling me he's Italian, and the Sopranos are having an audition. I'm thinking, why are you okay, you're Italian, what? And so then he is a singer, and so I'm like, what are you gonna sing? And he's like, what? And I didn't realize it was that like mafia TV show. He's Italian, so he's trying to tell me he'd fit the part, plus he's been into acting, but I don't think he's talking about alto, tenor, bass, like soprano. I thought he was going to sing. And so I can't even like fit in. So, it's crazy, but I'm smart. I can talk about everything in the books, but I can't talk about anything out in the world. I'm so naive on things. But as far as being a victim, we don't like it. We don't like it. We sometimes get stuck in it. That trauma bond, it's that Stockholm syndrome. Those victims, that were kidnapped, at least thank God the person who kidnapped them was taking care of them. And then you get so reliant. The narcissist knocks us down into where now we're in an infantile, dependent, codependent state that it's like that Stockholm syndrome. Don't hurt my abuser. They protected me. I mean, granted, they stuck me in a closet, but they still gave me toast once a day. It messes with our minds. And, just like babies, they got to trust who's taking care of them. It's 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 almost to that state when you get through that trauma bond. um with the way the narcissist works, um it gets confusing to us, at least to me sometimes. I was lucky I wasn't physically abused, but as an analogy, um they slap you like, stop, shut up, and then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. But they can do it repeatedly. But they're like, yeah, I mean, it was a slap. He didn't punch me. My teeth are fine. And he said he wasn't going to do it again. And he gave me the biggest hug. And he's been buying me flowers, cooking every day. Like, he's really trying to make up for it. And then he does it again. When you apologize, you should change. That's what an apology is all about, is like, I'm not going to do that again. The narcissist, they say it, they don't mean it. They don't stick to it. That's kind of like the love bombing. If they're cooking now, and like, they're manipulating you. And you know, they use the love bombing to reinforce instead of the actions to reinforce. So we're like, which end is up? And so then you get into that love bombing stage where they're trying to manipulate, fool you, that it's like a roller coaster, and if you've been on a roller coaster, you're like, I can't get off now. It's in the high, it's in the low. I got to just wait till it stops. Well, our relationship just stopped. We were discarded, or we reverse discarded. Somehow it stopped. So we went through that roller coaster where it's too hard to get off. And now we're stopped. We can get back on. Just like at the amusement park, wait your turn because there's other new supply in front of you, usually. But it's going to be a roller coaster again. We can either move on or jump back on the ride, and it depends on our mental state. We can look at, well, I invested in the ticket, I invested in the relationship. Okay, well, you invested. But just like at the amusement park, doesn't mean you have to get back on to the ride. If you're starting to have heart palpitations, is it smart to get back on that ride even though you paid for the ticket? It can be deadly if you do that. Well, same with our relationship with the narcissist. It can be deadly, whether emotionally it's going to kill us, possibly even physically, whether it's through abuse like beatings, or revenge, grudge, setting your house on fire, doing some crazy shit, fucking with your car. So now your tire blows out and you roll over, or just whatever could happen. Narcissists are very dangerous. And I appreciate that comment. Do we want to be victims? We're Stockholm syndromed, just like kidnap victims. They became reliant, and they were too caught up to realize it's like a survival technique at that point. Like, this is my life. I'm stuck in a closet, but at least they're bringing me food. If I'm nice to them, I get food tomorrow. Sometimes, we don't really see the way out. There is a way out. We're not trapped, but some abusers can be very threatening. What are they going to do? How safe is it to leave? And some of us have been financially impaired to where we quit our job to take care of our narcissist, or their ailing parents, or they agreed we could stay home to take care of the kids, and we don't have access to the finances to go even get a hotel room for the night. No, I wish things were different. I wish I never went through what I went through, because I physically ache. My mind, it causes brain damage. And, it's a struggle every day now. I used to be so happy. So when you see me with a smile, I'm a positive person, but I still cry at night. I still cry just like you guys do. And I still have happy times though. You know, I'm happy to be free, you know? So sometimes the smile is, hey, how you doing? I'm out in front of, look, how are you doing? Because I want to cry right now. But there's other times I truly am happy. So that's who I am. I smile, doesn't mean I'm happy being the victim. I got sucked in, and it's hard. It's hard giving up who you love. But we have to remember who we loved wasn't who we loved. We were Stockholm syndromed. We loved somebody who kidnapped our life and changed it and abused us. And we're thankful that we can talk to them. It is messed up. It's messed up. It's just what you went through, and it's time to break free. So I'm opening that door for you. You can stay with your abuser or get outside and enjoy the world. There's so many more opportunities without a narcissist in your life. So thank you for the viewer comment, and topic requests are always welcome, and I'll see you in the next video. And stay smiling, because I really am a happy person who has sad times. How's that? A lot of sad times, but I'm still happy. All right, guys, see you in the next video.